What's that buzz? Brood X. Brood X, the great eastern brood. Magicicada is a genus of the 13-year and 17-year periodical cicadas of eastern North America consisting of 7 species. There are 17 cicada broods in the United States. Brood X is the largest of the 17-year broods. Brood X made a premature emergence or straggling in 2017. Brood X exists in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, District of Columbia, Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan. This is a map of the broods in the United States. You can see Brood X is in yellow here, so it's Cincinnati. It does show that there's multiple broods too, so looks like we could see some of these, maybe brood 14, but that's not till 2025, so. The life cycle of Brood X. The cicada is the longest lifestyle of any insect. They spend 99.5% of their lives underground as nymphs feeding on tree roots. The periodical cicadas from Brood X have lived underground in wingless nymph form since 2004, about a foot or two down, feeding on sap from tree roots. Brood X has been in the ground for 17 years, waiting for this summer to repopulate. In the spring of their 13th or 17th year, mature cicada nymphs emerge between late April and early June as soil temperatures inch closer to 64 degrees. Emerging at a given locality synchronously in tremendous numbers, the adults are active for only about 4 to 6 weeks after the unusual prolonged developmental phase. Only males can chirp. After emerging, they join a chorus to attract females. After mating, females lay eggs on tree branches. Eggs hatch 6 to 8 weeks later. The nymphs fall to the ground and begin their journey 12 to 18 inches underground for the next 17 years. Male cicadas will have 2 to 4 weeks that they begin producing their loud mating calls to attract female cicadas. After mating, female cicadas lay their eggs in pencil-sized twigs of trees and shrubs, which can number as many as 600. 6 to 10 weeks later, the eggs hatch. Tiny nymphs fall from the twigs and burrow beneath the soil 6 to 18 inches. For 17 years, the nymphs get their nutrition by sucking on roots of trees and shrubs. When the soil temperature reaches 65 degrees, mature nymphs simultaneously emerge from the ground. After its final molt, the nymph's skin splits open and the mature adult cicada emerges. The cicada will appear white before its outer skeleton hardens. A little quick video. This is a really cool video. I don't know if it'll let me show it. A cicada's life. This is really cool. So, billions, maybe trillions of cicadas, and they're emerging after 17 years underground. They will shake up parts of the eastern United States after a raucous few weeks of full-fledged adults. Then, just as suddenly as they die, they will die. Just as suddenly, they will die. Here's a look at the short but eventful life of a Brood X cicada. I'm going to allow the audio. Waiting in a tunnel. It's about to go up the tree. Look at this. Going up the tree. Yeah, they're about to. One last shed. Once out, the nymph will climb something vertical to the nearest tree. Wall or pipe will do and molt for the last time. That's what we're seeing. Adulthood at last. After wriggling out of its brown shell, it is now over an inch long and almost completely white. Bright red eyes that identify it as a periodical cicada. It is extremely soft and vulnerable, a tasty snack for birds, dogs, and other creatures like Sarah D. Adjusting to a new body in a few hours, the body will septendecim, the largest of the three breeds. In several days, it will be able to fly and crawl. Once cicadas can fly, the lives of males and females are quite different. Mates called tymbals on either side of their hollow abdomens. They call for different reasons. If you pick one up, you may hear an alarm squeak, but the main reason for the calling is to attract females. Around dusk each evening, our cicada will add its call to a chorus of other males hoping to find mates. Each species' chorus has a distinctive sound. The female is interested. Sounds like a snap. The male will notice and fly towards her, changing his call to a more complex tone. Changing to his tune with each call and flick, he will approach closer. The female listens for acoustic cues to make sure he is the right species. Competition can be fierce, and a rival male may try to drown his song. Once he's close to the female, he will stop calling and begin to touch her with his forelegs. If she is receptive, they will mate tail to tail. A male can mate many times, but a female usually mates only once. Within an hour after mating, the female will find a tender tree branch and slice it open with her sword-like ovipositor to insert up to 30 eggs, then make more slits until she has deposited a total of 400 to 600 eggs. Then it's over. The cicada and its mate will die after 2 to 4 weeks above ground. Their nitrogen-rich bodies make excellent but stinky fertilizer. The hatchlings head below. 6 to 8 weeks later, tiny nymphs will hatch and drop to the ground. They will burrow below their mole-like forelegs, latch onto a root, and begin to feed and grow. They'll remain below for 17 years, roughly 4.5 million times the 2 minutes it probably took you to read this, and about the time it takes to grow a high school junior or a mature elm tree. Then the nymphs will tunnel skyward with their red eyes will peer out at the world of 2038. Brood X, cicada versus locusts. Cicadas and locusts are in fact different insects. They aren't even from the same order. They are often confused with each other due to their similar behavioral similarities. Locusts swarm, and cicadas, in particular periodical cicadas, are often thought to swarm. However, cicadas don't actually swarm, they just happen to be above the ground in large numbers at the same time. Although they are sometimes called locusts, this is a misnomer. Cicadas belong to the taxonomic order Hemiptera, true bugs, suborder Ochenorhyncha, while locusts are grasshoppers belonging to the order Orthoptera. Magis cicada belongs to the cicada tribe Lamotiolini, a group of genera with representatives in Australia, Africa, and Asia, as well as the Americas. Enjoy Brood X until we see them again in 2038.